Hello, welcome to Armoured Tea's podcast, part of the Tea Academy at armouredtea.com. Today, we are going to do an episode about understanding tea jargon. Here with Dom, our tea taster. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see. So we've been talking a lot about tea.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of words in there that not necessarily everyone, I will say myself included, understand. So I was wondering if we could go through those and sort of demystify them slightly. We can try. Now, the first one I think we've already established might be quite tricky.
Yeah.
Multi. We're talking about a multi-flavour, which here in the UK we have Horlicks.
Yes.
So that's a good base of
Doesn't work
reference.
so well internationally, I found too.
No.
So multi, it's the character we're looking for in a good sort of second flush Assam with that multi-rich. So it's, multi really, I guess, technically comes from malted grain, doesn't it?
Yes.
So you would get it in some sort of in beer as well, would be another place you might get a multi character. I guess another way to describe it might be a little bit biscuity.
Yes.
Rich.
Yeah.
So
The biscuit but removes the sweet.
Yeah. So it's hard to, you should, I think the best way maybe is to try a good Assam.
Yeah.
And then you'll see what we're talking about.
That's a really good point. Try an Assam and that flavour that you can't quite articulate.
Yeah.
That's your...
Exactly.
And the other flavour word you used was gutty.
Yeah.
And that was referring to the same tea, but a tea that had been processed in a different way.
No, that's more a tasting terminology we might use for a strong tea, basically. Essentially, a gutty.
Strong.
So some teas you taste and they can be quite light or mild. Some can be light in colour but still quite sharp, still strong. So colour doesn't necessarily tell you, but gutty just means a good thick gutty cup, basically.
Okay, it's got a bit of punch.
Yeah.
It's a pizzazz. Lovely. And we also, in the tea process, we were talking about CTC.
Mm-hmm.
And that's referring to the way...
Yeah,
that's the way the tea was processed.
Yeah, so there's two major, there's more than two, but there's two sort of major, particularly black tea styles of manufacture, which is orthodox, which is the more traditional, which is where the tea leaves are put on a table and rolled. Mm-hmm. And then you've got CTC, which is, I always call it cut tercale. Sometimes people say crushed tercale.
Yeah.
And that's where it goes through sort of normally 3 banks of rollers with sort of cutters on there, and that cuts and then also twists and curls the tea and makes it into this sort of grainy leaf here.
So we've got the 2 samples in front of us here that have gone. So we've got the orthodox process. So would I be right then in thinking orthodox would refer to doing it by hand?
No.
No, I've gone wrong. Okay. Tell me more, Dom.
So it's, traditionally, obviously, going back historically, it would have been by hand in a sort of basket or a tray, something like that. But now you get big industrial rolling tables. So they're big ridged circular tables. And then it's put under pressure and it goes around and rolls the tea like this.
So a giant mechanical hand.
Basically.
Comes down.
Sort of, yeah.
Amazing. In a big and roll. So it's the same process as if you were to do it by hand, but with the machine. Whereas the other one has got more twisting and chopping.
It's like a sort of a closed mangle, 2 rollers that are going, and the tea feeds through and it's crushed, teared and cut.
Wow. You can see why it's the gutty tea.
Because it releases more of the sort of the flavour compounds, more of the components of the teas. So it makes it a sort of brassy, bolder cup in general as well.
This makes so much sense. Okay, orthodox, slightly more gentle process.
Yeah, if you really do orthodox properly, you'll maintain more of the sort of the flavour compound, so you can get the greater depth of flavour, but you get a lot of poorly made orthodox as well. So a top CTC will be much better than it's not as simple as saying orthodox is better than C by any. Absolutely. And a lot of people prefer the character of CTC because they want that strong gutty tea as well. So we drink a lot of CTC and we use it in our breakfast blend as well.
Yeah, in your loose leaf breakfast blend, not just the tea bags as well.
Yes, yeah.
But traditionally a CTC tea would be more aimed at a tea bag.
tend to be. So you get more fannings and dust, which are the smaller grades. This is a BOP, broken orange Pecco, which is the sort of the pretty much the largest you would get. Mm-hmm. So it lends itself to, because you've got a larger surface area, so it also brews a lot more quickly, which also works in a tea bag.
Yes.
But then actually the two biggest, so the biggest producer of CTC in the world is Kenya. They specialise in Kenya. Mm-hmm. And actually their two major markets, which is actually Pakistan and Egypt, buy the most from Kenya. They buy the CTC, but they will drink it loose. They don't drink it typically in a tea bag.
You get it. Oh my God, it's like language, isn't it? You think you've got the rule down, and then it changes instantly. And you said a word there, a name, orange Pecco. Uh-huh. What is that referring to in the Assam tea?
So orange Pecco is part of the grading.
It's part of the grading.
Yeah, and so it's a sort of system of grading. And grading means really when after they've rolled or cut the tea, then they let it oxidize. Then they'll heat it to stop that and dry the tea. It then goes through the sort of the cleaning and grading. So grading is really essentially separating it out into separate sizes and leaf styles.
So grading doesn't refer to how good it is.
No.
Grading refers to the type.
The size and the style, basically.
Okay.
Interesting. So you'll get, like a large orange Pecco itself is actually a large whole leaf grade.
Yeah.
You mostly get that because you get different, there's no set rules on the grading. So gardens have different gradings. Different countries also will very typically have quite different grading systems. But they'll normally use Pecco or orange Pecco in there. So like I said, this is a golden flowery broken orange Pecco. This is a broken orange Pecco. Then you get Pecco dust, Pecco fannings. So we might get STGFOP, super fine tippy golden flowery orange. So it's just a sort of a system of naming and sizing, basically.
Amazing. And just on a side note there, the orange, specifically that word, so obviously you say orange, you think of oranges. Nothing to do with the flavour.
No,
orange.
So I think the most commonly thought reason that's come is because the Dutch were very early traders of tea, and it was the House of Orange, but I don't think that's 100% agreed upon.
Okay, that's the urban myth.
Yeah.
That's come down. I love that. Everyone's just saying orange.
Yeah.
We've just agreed. That's the word.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I think we've gone through all of my little list of tea jars. I mean, there's going to be many more, Dom. I'm going to have to come back to you and ask you to demystify these words. But thank you so much for explaining that for us. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Armoured Tea's podcast. You can listen to more content like this over at armouredtea.com as part of the Tea Academy.